May we please rise for the arrival of His Excellency. Please remain standing while we play the national and the AU anthems.
Namibia, land of the brave freedom fight, we have won. Glory to their bravery, whose blood waters our freedom. We give our love and loyalty, together in unity, contrasting beautiful Namibia, Namibia, our country, beloved land of savannas, hold high the banner of liberty. Namibia, our country, Namibia, motherland, we love thee. Let us all unite and celebrate together the victories won for our liberation. Let us dedicate ourselves to rise together to defend our liberty and unity. Oh, sons and daughters of Africa, flesh of the sun and flesh of the sky, let us make Africa the tree of life.
Please be seated. Your Excellency, Dr. Hage G. Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, Her Excellency, Ms. Monica Geingob, First Lady, Right Honorable Sarah Kuongelwa Amadila, Prime Minister of the Republic of Namibia, Honorable Lucas Moha, Chairperson of the National Council, Honorable Cabinet Members, Honorable Obeth Kanjove, Director General of the National Planning Commission of Namibia, Honorable Festus Mbandeka, Attorney General, Honorable Deputy Ministers, Air Marshal Martin Pinas, Chief of the Defense Force, all service chiefs present, Lieutenant General Joseph Shikongo, Inspector General of the Namibian Police Force, Commissioner Raphael Hamniela, Commissioner General of Correctional Services, Honorable Sophia Shaningwa, Secretary General of the SWAPO Party, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Dr. George Simata, Secretary to Cabinet, Honorable Laura McLeod Kashirwa, Governor of Commerce Region, Mr. Johannes Gavachab, Governor of the Central Bank, Executive Directors present, Honorable Governors present, Mr. Salomo Hay, the Chairperson of Namibia Statistics, the Chairperson of the Board of the Namibia Statistics Agency, Mr. Alex Shimwafeni, Statistician General of the NSA, as well as Dr. John Statler, the former Statistician General of the NSA, distinguished guests, members of the media, Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. My name is Ipumbu Sakaria. I'm the Manager of Corporate Communication at the Namibia Statistics Agency, and it is my privilege and honor to be your companion for this program. Everybody should have a program in front of you, and I will stick to the program that we have. What brings us here is a very, very significant task, a very significant duty, and throughout the program, it will be very clear why we are here. Let me welcome at the start Mr. Alex Shimwafeni, the Statistician General and the CEO of the Namibia Statistics Agency, to come to the podium and give us a brief overview of the purpose and importance of the census, as well as update us on the progress of the preparation. Mr. Shimwafeni.
Your Excellency, Dr. Hage Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, Excellency, Mrs. Monica Gengos, First Lady, Right Honorable Sarah Kugangela Madila, Prime Minister, Honorable Lucas Muha, Chairperson of the National Council, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, Honorable Obed Kanjode, Director General of National Planning Commission, allow me to stand on the protocol that was established. The Namibia Statistics Agency, NSA, was established by the Statistics Act number 9 of 2011. And then NSA falls under the National Planning Commission, which is part of the Office of the President. It is therefore my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this event taking place at State House, Office of the President. We all know we are here to witness the official launch of the 2023 Population and Housing Census, an event that signifies the importance of this undertaking, not only because government spent a significant amount of funds, which is 706 million for this financial year, for this project, of which the funds are mainly allocated to as follows: enumerator training, 108 million, enumerators remuneration, 250 million, vehicles from private individuals to be used in the census, 187 million. The money to be spent for these three items, I wish to tell this to Tate Ipumbu Shimi, the Minister of Finance and Public Enterprises, is spent locally. And this is what we have been saying when we were lobbying for the census budget that the local communities will benefit from. The history of the census of Namibia: as a former colony of South Africa, our country used to be treated as one of the provinces of South Africa. Not only that, South Africa also used to fly over the country, literally, to get an estimate of the number of houses that are there in the country from their aerial pictures, and then estimate how many people lived in the houses that were segregated, or the locations that were segregated, based on color and link, and also the number of people per household. The pre-independence censuses were conducted in the following years: 1921, 1936, 1946, 1951, 1970, and 1981. This was not also in line with the recommendation from the UN official statistics, because the gaps were irregular. Post-independence censuses then started in 1991 until 2001, 2011, and now 2023, for reasons known to all of us. In addition to the counting of the census, we will be able to exactly know where these households are located countrywide. This can be done also from the comfort of your offices or your homes or anywhere, because this is all can be found in a digital map, which we call Digital Namibia. Just to give you the timelines, as we are speaking from the 8th of September up to the 16th of September, this was in line with the school holidays that are there, because we are using schools to train the enumerators. That training for enumerators is taking place. And then Monday, the 18th of September, up to the 24th of September, we'll have what we call listing, just to make sure that the houses that we have done in the census mapping, the houses that they are all still there, and none of them were converted maybe to other institutions like a shop or so. And then on the 25th of September, this is when the enumeration will start, up to the 6th of October. And then the 25th is significant because on the 24th, the night of the 24th, what we call the reference night, this is where we start with the special population, which is people who are homeless, and also people who live in special institutions like hospitals, hotels, and so on. And then thereafter, the week of the 9th to the 13th of October, this is now what we call a mop-up for those people who could not find in their houses. With that, I want to thank you for allowing me to not only welcome you, but also to give you an introduction or a sneak preview of what the 2023 population and housing census will entail. Thank you.
May we please give the SG another round of applause. We are now proceeding with our program, 3:20. The next one on our program is Mr. Salomo Hay. He is the chairperson of the board of the Namibia Statistics Agency. Mr. Hay, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you, Directors of Ceremonies. His Excellency, the President of the Republic, Dr. Hage Geingob, Her Excellency, the First Lady, Madam Monica Geinkos, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Madam Sarah Kukangola Amadila, Honorable Obed Kanjode, Director General of the National Planning Commission and the Minister of Statistics, Cabinet Ministers, Deputy Ministers, Honorable Members of Parliament, Governor of the Commerce Region, Madam Laura McLeod Kashirwa, members of the Board of Directors of the Namibia Statistics Agency and the respective subcommittees, representatives from the diplomatic corps, development partners, private sector, and NGOs, members of the media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's my distinct honor and privilege to address you on the occasion of the launch of the 2023 Population and Housing Census. If you can't measure it, you haven't done it. In my address today, I would like to emphasize the fundamental principles that underpin the upcoming population and household census, namely accuracy, confidentiality, and inclusivity. These principles are the bedrock of any successful census. The accuracy of data forms the basis of informed decision-making in various sectors. When we account accurately on population demographics, we would ensure that our policies and resources are allocated efficiently and effectively. Everyone in the census matters. An undercount or an overcount can distort the reality on the ground, leading to misallocation of scarce resources and undermining targeted policies. It is against this background that we are striving for the utmost accuracy in the upcoming population and household census. Confidentiality is the trust between the population and the Namibia Statistics Agency, which is mandated with this important national assignment. When you participate in a census, you provide personal information that must be safeguarded, Be rest assured, your data is collected solely for statistical purposes and is treated with the utmost confidentiality. The census enumerators and officials are bound by strict confidentiality rules. Inclusivity. Inclusivity is about ensuring that every individual, regardless of their background, gender, or color, is counted. Leave no one behind. Our society is diverse, and the census must reflect this diversity. It's our collective responsibility to make sure that everyone participates and is counted. An inclusive census helps us identify disparities, marginalized communities, and the specific needs of different groups. It enables us to craft policies that address these needs and promote social equity. As we recap, the key objectives of the census are the following: accurate count, to account for every resident of our nation accurately; data for development, to provide data that supports informed decision-making in various sectors; equity and inclusion, to identify and address disparities and promote inclusivity; monitoring and progress, to measure our progress towards national and international development goals; resource allocation, to allocate resources efficiently, ensuring that services are delivered where they are needed the most. In conclusion, play your part and be counted. Thank you.
Okay, let's do this again. Another round of applause for our chairman. Thank you very much, highly appreciated. I would now like to call upon the choir. We have the UNAM choir. You might not see them on the program, but we have the UNAM choir that is next on the item. Just want to quickly get a sense they should be outside for them to come in.
Be
I think you know the drill when you see me. Let's please give him another round of applause. All right. Thank you very much, Unam Choir. Highly appreciated. We have 2 more or 3 more items on our agenda. However, before we get there, Your Excellency, allow me just quickly to narrate something that I thought is very relevant to statistics and planning. The Statistics Agency, its mandate is to collect, produce, analyze, and disseminate official statistics. Now, when the Statistician General was talking, he mentioned what kind of service took place before independence. What is critical to note is the first recorded one was in 1921, and after independence it was 1991. Now, interestingly, before independence, like our SG said, not everybody was counted. Some people were estimated. Images were taken, people flew over certain areas, and then they estimated the population. That was largely the black or the indigenous population, and such were stats. However, despite not always having a lot of data, statistics for development for everybody, there is something that as Namibia we must appreciate. Before independence, many scholars gathered data on their own on Namibia, whether it was through political parties, whether it was through studies, or whatever means, data was collected. I would like to highlight something that is very significant. And I'm going to quote His Excellency, President Hage G. Geingob, just for his own assurance. I will just raise a book which will probably put a smile on his face, and he will know that what I'm already talking about before I get there. This book, it's called Namibia Perspectives for National Reconciliation and Development. It's one of the most in-depth studies done before independence on Namibia. It was done through the United Nations Institute for Namibia, which was headed by our current president. In the book, I just want to quote so that I do not misquote our president. On the 30th of April, 1986, it's a good 37 years ago, this book was presented, and the then chairman of the advisory committee and director for the United Nations Institute for Namibia, he said, "This study was undertaken by the United Nations Institute for Namibia in pursuance of the mandate given to the Institute by the United Nations," and then he quotes the resolutions, "in cooperation with Southwest Africa People's Organizations, the SWAPO, of course the Office of the United Nations Commissioner for Namibia, and the United Nations Development Program." What this book does, and why I feel it's significant, especially for somebody that works at the Statistics Agency, the depth contained in this book is unsurpassed. It gives the history of Namibia. It gives you a macroeconomic perspective of the country, your agriculture, water, fisheries, all your economic sectors, your demographics, your social indicators, employment, poverty, inequality, etc. And I took this book along because it's my personal book. I read it, I was very impressed with it, and I felt that I would like us to take note that despite not necessarily the government producing demographic, social economic data for the entire population, there was a book, this book. It's a lot of pages, over 900 pages that has in-depth information on Namibia. And as a statistics agency currently conducting a census, I can only wonder or see or look forward to what kind of book can be produced with the demographic data or socioeconomic and political demographic data of what is available. That is one. Your Excellency, let me continue with one more document. So this book essentially broke down the infrastructure, the structure of the country, for us to understand why do we find ourselves where we are. What's our demographics? What's our economic condition? What's our social economic condition? What's the economic state of affairs? And often today, in Namibia, we talk about successes and challenges. Your major challenges are always related amongst unemployment, poverty, inequality. When you go through this book, you will understand what's the state of affairs. Then, Your Excellency, let me also again quote or make reference to another works of yours that I've personally read and gone through myself, and my good brother, Mr. Hangari, is very much aware of it. It is your thesis that is titled, State Formation in Namibia, Promoting Democracy and Good Governance. This is a thesis that's dated March 2024, and I used it for my own studies, and I found it interesting because in the first chapters, not really the first, of course, as well, but throughout, His Excellency answered a lot of my questions. I wanted to understand what is going on here. Page 286 of the thesis of our current president, His Excellency, President Hage Geingob. It's his PhD. Page 286. He says, he explains why we find ourselves in the state of affairs where we are. And from there you can understand why sometimes the government was able to do something or was challenged to do or not to do something. So paragraph 2, it talks about when the time had come to secure independence, people wanted independence. However, throughout that process, and that's what the thesis of His Excellency Dr. Hage Geingob is about, is on state formation, how the Constitution was established, what were the challenges, how they got around it. And it was very interesting that His Excellency on page 286 indicated that when the Constitution was made, number one, there were what you call constitutional principles. Number two, there were requirements that the Constitution must be approved by the UN. So here he explains that certain things that happened during that time created challenges that until 2004 were challenges for the government to deal with. Only after I read your PhD, Your Excellency, was like, okay, I understand. All right, lastly, now why do I want to put this into context? It's because as a statistics agency, we collect data, we sit on a lot of the information. So I wanted to bring the past, the present, and then we are going into the future, where after we are done with the census, we should be able to have data, demographic, social, economic data, that should be able to help us either reproduce something like this. It's a challenge to all scholars, myself included, as well as understanding that what was advanced in the PhD document of His Excellency, where do we stand now? Some of us were in communication, and when you let us talk, we don't stop talking, so I'm going to stop myself. Honorable Director General of the National Planning Commission, let me now take this opportunity to call you to the floor so that you can give your remarks. Thank you very much.
Now, why would I be a spoiler of such a wonderful CV? Directors of Ceremonies, Your Excellency, Madam First Lady, I stand on the protocol observed. All I'm going to do before I enjoy the privilege, albeit scarcely, is going to provide a quote by yours truly on the third Independence Day. And the President of the Republic of Namibia, Dr. Hage G. Geingob, said the following, and he cautioned, "Freedom is a precious and priceless gift. Let's nurture it and let's cherish it in our struggle for economic prosperity." Armed with the census data, Your Excellency, we are tasked with dispensing the Namibian development agenda in a manner that equitably and inclusively delivers economic prosperity. To me, that's the thrust of Harambee Prosperity Plan 2. And these are the realities of what you see us doing through that very visionary leader. Yours truly, I can't say any more except to invite you to deliver your keynote address. Shall we all rise?
Thank you. Be seated, please. Full of surprises, let me stand by the protocol already established, because the Director of Ceremonies just blew my mind by bringing out that book. We used to call it Blue Bible. And there's a study that we were doing before we came back home, and information gathering was very interesting. And I will tell the secret now. From Lusaka, we had friends in UK or in America who are white, supporters of our struggle. And we'll get them, tell them to go to Namibia. When they come here, they must be critical of communism, terrorism, and that therefore they want to counter SWAPO's propaganda, terroristic propaganda, and therefore they would have to have proper information, statistics and so on, so that they can counter that propaganda of communism, terrorism that SWAPO is trying to portray about South Africa and Namibia. So when they will come, therefore, they will be welcomed, they will be given all the data with their own interpretation, then they will bring that to us. After a while, going to London, maybe we meet them there, or they come to Lusaka, and that way we had accurate information. But interpretation was now ours. So we'll take that when we're having that blue book, we call it, Blue Bible, we call it. We were now trying to wind down to prepare the statehood of Namibia. And we had all kinds of scholars from all shapes, some were from Cuba, some from DDR, United States, UK, all of them. And for every topic or ministerial area we thought we are going to have, we used to have a seminar on it, inviting experts. And that's how that book was composed, by having seminars like that on different areas about what we think future Namibia is going to have, by way of ministries and so on. So you shocked me, and thank you very much. I don't even have a copy now. Maybe I have to repossess that one. Right Honorable Prime Minister, Sarah Kuangela Amadila, the First Lady who just walked in here, not invited, Mr. Muha, the Director of the I didn't say honorable members of Parliament, Cabinet Ministers, United Nations family, and development partners. The list is too long. Distinguished guests, members of media, and we have all the dignitaries who were with me, the SWAPO leaders. We are having a meeting since this morning. We just come from there, that's why they are all here. So let me just say, ladies and gentlemen, human civilization is defined as an advanced state of society with a high level of culture, science, industry, and governance. It involves a complex way of life characterized by urban areas, shared methods of communication, and administrative infrastructure. Within these civilized societies, the census is an essential tool to aid the governance and administration of people for the achievement of overall development, welfare, and prosperity. The census is one of the most powerful data collection tools at our disposal and an intricate mechanism that plays a pivotal role in shaping our societies, economies, and governments. Therefore, in Namibia, through the latest census, we will be able to gain insights into changing demographic details, which will play an indispensable role in the formulation of appropriate policies and distribution systems of resources. Indeed, in the land such as ours, which is blessed with abundant resources, it is of paramount importance that we are able to know the total number of our most valuable resource, our human capital, our citizens. For this reason, the launch of the 2023 Population and Housing Census will fulfill two crucial objectives, namely providing the facts essential to government for policy making, planning, and administration. Two, enabling the development of appropriate socio-economic policies aimed at enhancing the welfare of our population. Ladies and gentlemen, the success of the upcoming 2023 census depends greatly on you, the sovereigns, who through your active participation and cooperating will determine not only its successful conclusion, but subsequent planning and policy successes. In this regard, the census is not just a government initiative, but a national endeavor in which every citizen has a role to play. When citizens actively participate by providing accurate information, it ensures reliability of census data. Thus, cooperation from every segment of society, including all citizens from urban to rural areas, from town to the village and settlement levels, is vital in achieving comprehensive, current, and inclusive data. Let us all cooperate wholeheartedly with those who will be conducting the census, because our participation as citizens is an act of civic and national duty to contribute to the betterment of our Namibian house. Our participation will help the government make informed decisions, allocate resources more effectively, and plan for the future of our generations with greater accuracy. The government's dedication to utilizing census data for effective governance and accountability is not just a promise, it is indeed a strategic move towards a brighter and prosperous future. Census data will allow us to identify areas in need of improvement, as well as assisting us to ensure that no citizen is left behind. Moreover, census data plays a pivotal role in monitoring progress towards our goals, whether it is in education, healthcare, or infrastructure development. The census provides us with the necessary benchmarks to measure our progress. It is a tool that keeps our government accountable to its promises and ensures that our nation's development is on track. Our commitment to transparency, accountability, and data-driven decision-making should not just be a commitment on paper, but should be a commitment in action. And that is why we have also availed resources from our budget in a period of pressing economic needs for the census. You know, we postponed it the last time, we didn't have money, but still pressing times where we had to provide money. Your role as citizens in this process is thus invaluable. From the onset of independence, we have been committed to the effective governance, defined by robust processes, systems, and institutions. We have always been a government for the people and by the people, dedicated to providing the necessary resources which will improve the living conditions of each and every Namibian. Let us, therefore, all fulfill our patriotic duty by holding hands in order to ensure the success of the 2023 Population and Housing Census. In this year of revival, let us continue our march towards prosperity with the step of counting one Namibian at a time, so that we can ensure that no Namibian feels left out. Fellow Namibians, let us all play our part. Let us all play our part. How do we play that part? Let us all be counted. With that, I would like to thank you.
Please remain standing and give another round of applause, please. Thank you very much. You may be seated. All right, we are in the year 2023. So, Your Excellency, we are going to have a symbolic electronic launch where let me call upon the High Table, the Director General of National Planning Commission, Your Excellency the President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Salomo Hay, as well as Mr. Alex Shimwafeni, to come to the floor, to the front, where we will have a symbolic launch of our census, and it will give us an opportunity to see them and understand that the census is launched. Your Excellency, if you may please come.
I would like to see. He doesn't want us to see what is happening there. Yeah? Are they going to show that? How are we going to see? Huh? Modern times, yeah? That is all? Yeah. What a modern times.
Sorry, another round of applause for our top four, please. All right, before we proceed to the next item, which is really just our vote of thanks, before we kindly just run our video that we have given you quickly for a few minutes, so that when we leave this hall, everybody's crystal clear. Thanks.
Be counted in the 4th Population and Housing Census. The Namibia Statistics Agency is gearing up for the 4th Population and Housing Census from the 18th of September to the 3rd of November 2023. Don't miss out on this opportunity to make a difference in your community. NSA enumerators, identifiable through census-branded corporate wear, will be knocking on your door ready to count you. So, let's do our part and seize this opportunity to shape the future of our nation. Play your part and be counted.
All right, thank you very much. This was just a small indication, Your Excellency, of the images and messaging that we are sending or that we associate to the messaging, because people need to understand what the census is for. People think we just count people, but we do more than just counting people. We also need to inform you that this year's census is fully digital, which means we have done away with paperwork, and all our enumerators will be collecting data through tabs. So we've gone fully digital, and it's a spatially enabled census, literally meaning we will link location to stats. So it will be very easy just to trace. You go anywhere and you want to see what is the state of affairs here, and you immediately get that data. So for us to now proceed, I just quickly want to call upon the UNAM choir to just come quickly back and do one small short item before we proceed with our program. Please come to the floor. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please, another round of applause, please. All right, it's 4:10, so we are spot on. So I would like to call upon Mr. Sylvester Mbangu, who's the Chief National Development Advisor at the National Planning Commission, to give us a vote of thanks. Mr. Mbangu, you have the floor.
Your Excellency, Dr. Hage Geingob, President of the Republic of Namibia, Her Excellency, Ms. Monica Gengos, First Lady, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Sarah Kongera Madila, Honorable Lucas Moha, Chairperson of the National Council, Honorable Cabinet Ministers, allow me to stand on the protocol already established. I'll go quickly on a lot of things which have been prepared. Ladies and gentlemen, today as we stand on the threshold of the monumental national endeavor, the launch of the 2023 Population and Housing Census, it's with immense gratitude that I extend my heartfelt thanks to all those who made this momentous occasion possible. First and foremost, we are deeply thankful to the government of Namibia for their unwavering commitment and invaluable support in providing the necessary resources for the upcoming census. The dedication to ensuring the success of the vital national undertaking is truly commendable. We are honored by the presence of His Excellency here, President Hage Geingob, the President of Namibia, who has presided over the launch of the census today. Your leadership and vision has been instrumental in shaping this pivotal event, and we are grateful for your guidance. We also extend our sincere appreciation to the Vice President in absentia, the Prime Minister, also for gracing us with their presence today. Your support and encouragement inspires us to strive for excellency in our endeavors. A heartfelt thanks to you all, honorable ministers in attendance. Your presence adds significant value to this occasion. We acknowledge the contributions and efforts of the executive directors being present here, and also for availing their staff to ensure to the census project. The presence of our esteemed members of the diplomatic corps is highly appreciated. We further extend our gratitude to the dedicated members of the NSA board, the executive members of the Namibian Statistics Agency. Your commitment to the cause has been exemplary. We also recognize the vital role played by the private sector, financial institutions, and the central bank in our journey towards realizing the comprehensive census to provide the required accurate and quality data to enhance development planning. Your partnership is invaluable. To the United Nations, international bodies and organizations, we extend our sincere thanks for your continued support and collaboration to enhance statistics for development. A special word of appreciation goes to the Commerce Governor and all regional councils and their communities for their unwavering assistance towards the NSA throughout the census planning at regional level. Your cooperation and support has been pivotal to our success during data collection. Last but certainly not least, we extend our heartfelt thanks to the dedicated staff who have worked tirelessly to make this event possible. Your dedication and hard work have not gone unnoticed. In conclusion, let us remember that the census is a national undertaking, and its success hinges on our collective efforts. Together we can achieve the goals we have set for ourselves during our national development frameworks. To the members of the media and everyone else, thank you. Thank you all for gracing this event with your presence. Your attendance is deeply appreciated. Do ensure that you indeed play your part and be counted. I thank you.
Okay, for the last time, it's just fair to give him another round of applause. Yes. Now, may I call upon you to rise for the AU and national anthems. Sound. Please be seated just for some small arrangements. We have officially come to the end of our program. There are only 2 sessions left. We have made arrangements
Be counted
for a
in
photo
the
session.
4th Population and Housing Census. The Namibia Statistics Agency is
we all
gearing
need to
up
be-
for the 4th Population and Housing Census from the 18th of September to the 3rd of November 2023. Don't miss out on this opportunity to make a difference in your community. NSA enumerators, identifiable through census-branded corporate wear, will be knocking on your door ready to count you. So, let's do our part and seize this opportunity to shape the future of our nation. Play your part and be counted.